All right, let's get right into it. We're not going to talk about some complicated planner or another shiny productivity app today. Nope. We are talking about a real, fundamental mindset shift that puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. Most people don't lose their dreams because they aren't smart or hardworking. They lose them because they just let time slip through their fingers day after day.
Sound familiar? You get to the end of a long day, you're completely exhausted, but when you look back, you have no idea where the hours actually went. What did you even do? It's one of the most frustrating feelings in the world, and it's a huge red flag that something needs to change, not with your schedule, but with how you see your time in the first place.
And this is the absolute core of it all. Everybody on this planet gets the same 24 hours. The real difference between the people who build amazing things and those who just feel stuck, it isn't luck. It isn't even raw talent. It's clarity. It's knowing exactly what matters and where their time needs to go. I mean, think about it, right? An hour doom scrolling on your phone can feel like 5 minutes, but an hour of deep, focused work, that can feel like an eternity. Time isn't this fixed, constant thing. It's elastic. It bends and shapes itself around your intention. When you drift through your day without any real intention, your notifications and old habits are in charge. But when you have clarity, you take back the controls. Time isn't just something you manage, it's something you command. So if we're going to win this fight for our time, we first have to identify the enemy. And there were 3 major time traps, these sneaky saboteurs that are probably derailing your day without you even realizing it. Let's unmask them. First up, micro distractions. That real quick check of your phone, that harmless scroll through your feed, that 1-second reply to a text. Each one feels like nothing, right? Wrong. Every single interruption forces your brain to hit the reset button on its focus. And if you lose just 5 minutes of concentration each time and you get interrupted 20 times a day, well, you do the math. You're losing hours without even knowing. Okay, and what about this next trap? Oof, this one is tricky because it actually makes you feel good. You're busy, you're organizing your files, you're cleaning your desk, you're getting your inbox to 0. It feels super accomplished. But here's the hard question. Are any of those things actually moving you closer to your big goals, or are you just spinning your wheels? This isn't progress. It's procrastination wearing a very, very convincing costume. And that brings us to the most invisible, the most powerful trap of them all, emotional time loss. You know those days when you feel overwhelmed or stressed or even just bored, and time just evaporates. It's like your emotions grab the steering wheel and decide, hey, we're going to waste some time now. That's why one day you can work for 5 hours straight and the next just sitting down for 20 minutes feels like absolute torture. Okay, so we've identified the traps. How in the world do we fight back? Not with another complicated system, but with a foundational framework. It's a system built on 4 simple, powerful pillars that will help you start shaping your life instead of just constantly reacting to it. Let's break these down real quick. First, priorities. Success isn't about doing more things. It's about doing more of the right things, the things that truly matter. Second, planning. A simple, good enough plan that you actually follow is infinitely better than a perfect one that just sits on a shelf. Third, focus. In a world that is literally engineered to steal your attention, the ability to concentrate deeply is a modern-day superpower. And finally, energy. This is the fuel that gives your time its value, which is so crucial we need to look at it a bit closer. Yeah, that last pillar, energy, it's arguably the most important one. See, we've all been taught to manage our time, but that whole idea assumes that every hour is created equal. It's not. You can have 10 hours free, but if you're mentally and physically drained, those hours are basically worthless. Low energy shrinks your time. So the real game changer isn't managing your clock, it's managing your energy. So, how does all this come together into a practical system you can start using tomorrow? Most people fail because their systems are way too complicated. They try to do too much. That's why we're going to use a structure that is clean, realistic, and actually works. It's called the 3-1-1 system. Here's how simple this is. Every single day, you focus on just 3 high-value tasks. These are the things that actually move your life forward, like working on that big project or hitting the gym. They are your non-negotiables. Then, you add 1 growth task. This is an investment in your future self, like reading a chapter of a book or learning a new skill. And finally, 1 maintenance task, something that supports the life you're building, like cleaning your workspace. That's it. It's simple, it's flexible, and it guarantees you make real progress every single day. Now we're going to go a level deeper. Let's talk about something most productivity experts totally ignore: your emotions. Your feelings control your time way more than your calendar ever will. This right here, this is the key to unlocking true, lasting control. I want you to let that sink in for a second. You are not lazy. When you procrastinate, when you waste time, you are actively trying to escape a feeling. Maybe it's the fear of failure. Maybe it's self-doubt. Maybe it's just the overwhelming feeling of a huge task. Your brain is just looking for an escape, and that escape is scrolling or watching videos, anything but the thing that actually matters.
So, the next time you feel that pull to procrastinate, instead of trying to force yourself to work, just pause and ask this one incredibly powerful question. Just by naming the emotion, I'm feeling afraid or I'm feeling overwhelmed, you start to take its power away. You see, true time management is really emotional management. The moment you understand what you're running from, everything begins to change.
And here's the secret little hack to break through that emotional wall. You don't need some huge burst of motivation. You just need to start, just for 5 minutes. That's the deal you make with yourself. No pressure, no perfection, just 5 minutes. Because once you start, momentum kicks in. Your brain naturally wants to keep going. You don't find motivation, you create it with action.
So, after all this, what's the brutal